Hello and welcome along and welcome back to the farm. We are going to be sorting out the top end here of field 35 today. We've actually got some help from the dairy. Elizabeth has bought their class 800 down here with their 6-furrow Pottinger plough. It's quite a big piece of kit, this. And yeah, she's helping me get this done. Top end of this field is really compacted. And so in order to actually make it so that we can get this winter wheat in, we're having to get it ploughed. Normally, our fields here are actually quite good. The soil's not too bad, and we don't end up needing to plough it after each crop. But this field here, field 35, has been a meadow for so long that basically the ground is really compacted, and getting a plough into it and getting it sorted that way is an absolute must. Now we've divided this field. Basically, we're putting in a patch of grass here that divides what is the farmable grass in the meadow at this end, which is leaving all of this field to be meadow down here. From this top end here, so from sort of about this line here across to the tree there, this is going to be a new arable field on the farm. Not a huge one, sort of comparable in size to maybe field 36, so not a massive one to harvest or do anything with, but just gives us a little bit more arable field to play with, and adds a third arable field to the farm. Still a lot smaller than the top end of field 34, but a decent size field here for us to work with. She's been going, going to be going and doing a few rows before I get the seeder in here. But it should be a nice, efficient day, really, for us getting these in. So yeah, I'm quite happy. This is looking good. And the work she's doing is turning over the soil well. Elizabeth is coming to about halfway through this field now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start getting the seeding going. One of the nice things about this seeder is it will break up the plough furrows before we go in. So no need to do any other preparation before we go in. We'll just line ourselves up. And we can use the furrow lines, the plough furrow lines, quite well to keep us going. That's all turned on, down, and yeah, there we go. So yeah, this will get a nice crop of winter wheat into here. It's pretty good. We're gonna try early November, I think, planting some canola. Hopefully get that in as well. We're probably going to put that in to field 36 because it will do quite well in there, I think. There we are. And yeah, hopefully that means that we'll be nicely ahead of where we want to be in time for next year. Bring this around and line ourselves up. There we go. We've got no... we have got some bits on here. Let's see if we can get those activated. There we go. So that will help us to mark our next row. Down with that, and away we go. And hopefully that marker should keep us going fairly well and keep us fairly straight. That class really moves at quite a rate. With that plough on it, despite the fact it's got 6 furrows, there's more than enough in that class to pull that and do that. Now it's because they have some bigger fields up at the dairy, and so they've got a little more horsepower on that. I think that's 200 horsepower tractor, that one, which is more than the 150 odd that we have here. Right, and lift, and then switch the side on our marker. And we can put the front of the tractor right down the middle of that now. And that will mean that we are nicely on course to have no overlaps and waste no seeds, which is brilliant. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere near using all this winter wheat seed on here, but we should be in a pretty good position, I think. Elizabeth has finished the main part of the field and is now going around and doing the headlands, so doing a pretty good job of that. Hopefully we should be pretty good. And yeah, she'll come in and clean up this extra bit at the end, I think. And all in all, though, I'm pretty happy. This is going well. We've kept each other moving quite nicely. And now that she's doing that, it should mean that we've got all of this in. It's good to get these crops in at late October. We should end up with the crops germinating quite nicely, and the young plants do fairly well in the cold. Obviously not too cold, but they'll survive through the winter and continue to grow, which makes me very happy. Means that we're also given longer to do other things on the farm, especially in the springtime when it's needed. So that's pretty good for us as well. And I'm very happy with the whole process here. We are moving along very nicely on the farm. It's doing better than I expected for my first year. This is really functioning and doing well. And it's helped having the help from the dairy and working with them this year. I have been in contact with some of the other farms around in the area. We should be able to do some work with some of them, especially as we have an awful lot of excess wheat. I mean, we have a ridiculous amount of excess wheat here to seed. So hopefully in the next month or so, we will find somebody who we can go and plant this for and help out, or even somebody who's willing to buy it off us. That would be good. Elizabeth is on her final headland now and should be finished up in a minute, so she'll head back as soon as she's cleared up these end bits of grass. Should be all right, I think, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go right up to the hedgerow here. And then I'll come back and do the headlands. It works out better that way for me if I do that. Now this last one here, we're not going to put the marker down because we know that we want to run up to the hedgerow. Elizabeth has cleared up the patches of grass on the headlands and headed back up to the dairy. So we're now just finishing this off. And as I said, I'm going along the line here. We've then got the headland up the top to do. We've got the headlands along here. And yeah, should be all good. I'm actually going to work my way into the field with these headlands. The idea being that we can work our way up to the top and then do the headland across the top and finish. Yeah, the idea being we finish in the very top corner near the entrance to this field. Even though we've got a little bit of a break between this field and the grass field, in what we're actually looking to farm, we still want to try and end up in the entrance to the field. Tractor is struggling a little bit, but I think it's all right. Now, if I can work my way in like this and come up to the edges of the field here, use these bits of grass, should mean we get a very even finish to this. There we go. And I think I'm going to have to start at the top end in order to avoid... oh, yeah, we're going to have to go up there to do that. This hasn't quite worked as I'd hoped, which is a little bit annoying. So I'm going to have to go back down. Yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll go back down this way. Yeah, going into the field like that does mean I'll have to drive over some of where I've planted. So we're going to try and avoid that and head down here like so. Maybe, just maybe, we'll do okay. It's the turning round in the middle of it. That's the issue. Right, there we go. The other way to have done it would have been to have left some headland up at the top of the field, which would have worked as well. But as I've done that first row, as you can see here, we're going to have to drive over some in this corner. Not something I'm overly happy about, but should be all right. There we are. Right, and then I can head up to the top, and we can go and do that top headland, hopefully, without too much issue. So having learnt my lesson with the mess I was making at the bottom end of this field, at the top end of the field, I've left myself more space to maneuver. So we should be able to get this and end up... Well, I think we're going to end up at the bottom end of the field at the moment, which is fine. We have manoeuvring space between the fields, as I said. It's all sort of based on getting the right positioning. But yeah, I'm happy with this. We've got this in. Our little seeder here has done a fantastic job on this field, and with any luck we should be able to get the whole thing in and done and dusted, and gives us plenty of time for this to grow, and should get a fairly nice crop off it. The nitrogen in here isn't great. We did managed to get some digestate in the end onto here. I think that's what we covered the last mod, in fact. And yeah, while it's raised it's not great. It is going to need extra fertilizer, but we should be all right doing that in the springtime. Once this has grown a little bit, it'll be absolutely fine to get some fertilizer on it and get it good. We could even apply some fertilizer come once it's germinated, if there's time before winter sets in. So we'll see how we go. December, it gets a little bit cold around here, and it's very possible that we'll have frozen ground, so it makes it a lot more difficult to then, well, makes it impossible to then get fertilizer in the ground. So we don't want to be doing that when it's that cold. So hopefully we're going to be okay. I'm very, very positive about this. I'm more worried about any canola that we might put in the next month, and how well that will do. But as long as that germinates before the winter, as long as we get some movement from the seeds, they should be all right going into next year. But there we go. Just gonna put this down here, finish off this little corner here, and there we are. That is that field seeded, which is brilliant. So there we go. We have got the winter wheat in. We are looking at being fairly well sorted going into late autumn. Going to be another cut of grass. We're going to do some more silage before the end of the year. We need some for the cows, and we need some money from it as well. So that should be all good. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.